Okay, in this video, I thought I'd try and talk about relationships. What I've learned is they're just as hard and scary as I thought they'd be. I'll have parents who set an example for what relationships are like. We all have our past experiences. We all have our childhood that we go through, where we have friends and how we see kids and how we relate to everyone. And that all compiles into real relationships with one other person and how close you get with them and how you can relate when you have to be so close with someone and have to give them everything you have. You have to completely trust someone and have them completely trust you. And I mean, it would never be perfect, but that's pretty much what you're doing. The thing is what I've seen is it really needs to be equal. I don't know if not everything is gonna be the same, but it really, 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 really needs to be equal. And so the hardest things I've seen is when people are controlling. And so what I've seen the most is when people are both sides are controlling, and they're both controlling in different ways and in similar ways. So let's say someone won't let their significant other talk to anyone because they're so nervous that they're gonna go off and do something or be closer to someone else than them. And so that's where there's no trust, and that's not even a relationship, because you're not even trusting that other person, you're controlling that other person, and that's really sad. But the other thing is if you just turn a blind eye, then you're not respecting yourself at all. So these things are so scary. And so the thing is you just gotta live life and you just gotta learn. But I think you have to trust. You have to trust. You have to give that up. You have to be there you go, I trust you, go for it. Because the thing is you are giving that person love and freedom and security. You're giving that person security. So if that person is mature enough, they will give you that same trust, that same level of trust. Because what you're telling them is when you don't trust them, that gives them a reason to wonder should I not trust you in that same way? So if a guy is super, 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 super has to watch you all the time, has to make sure, he either has really, really bad trust issues from someone he was close with in the past, or he's the same way. And so, I mean, I grew up with boys. Boys lie, but so do girls. So the thing is, it's really, really hard. When you give that person trust, though, let's say this person trusts you. That is so much love. Do you understand how much love that is? If someone goes, I trust you. Saying I trust you is the same, behind that word is respect. And behind respect is love and caring about that person. And knowing that they care about you so much and trust you and see you as an equal is such a high compliment and so healthy and so good. And so I think whoever does that first, takes that first step to do that, then the person might respond the same way. They might not, and then you need to let them go. But the thing is so that they can learn on their own, and hopefully people will be like you and treat them with respect and treat themselves with respect. Because if you don't treat yourself with respect, how do they expect them to respect you if you don't even respect yourself? So I think that's huge. And so if you let them go, hopefully then they will understand and learn how to change. So that's my thing. I have to learn, I don't know, some people see things so differently than me, and so I'm definitely learning that way. Sometimes relationships are like a story. And so the thing is you have a story in your head, or someone else has a story in their head of you, and it's like a story in your head, and then you go off and live your life. And so if something sad or big happens in the story and you're reading, and then all of a sudden you're emotional about it and you care about these characters so much and you don't want anything bad to happen to them, but then when you put down the book, you got to go on with the rest of your day. And so it's sometimes those relationships aren't real life. It's sad, but it's true. So I think sometimes if you wake up, then you can kind of realize and actually work through a lot of the stuff that needs to go on. Otherwise, you need to let them go. You need to love them by letting them go. And so I think sometimes they're very different dynamics. Like, let's say you have children, and let's say you have children with that person. You're always gonna see them. You're always gonna be with them. It's gonna be like cut off. They died. Like, bye, girl. It's like they might always be in your life, and so you gotta like learn how to establish those boundaries and not let family come in between those boundaries. Like, let's say a mama wants to like keep this one girl in this one boy's life, like, and they're like, oh no, you guys are together, and they're going around telling everyone that like you're still together, and so it's ruining like your relationship with like the person you're actually with, and like all this drama. So this is definitely something I'm learning right now at 23. I personally feel very young. I don't want to get married really anytime soon. But these are so like, I want to like send this to anyone who like doesn't have anyone to talk to about relationships. So this is me like kind of like verbalizing like all this stuff that's going on. It's pretty cool to learn. It's pretty exciting to grow up and understand all the things that are involved in a relationship. But I definitely think they always say men need respect. So that's kind of what I'm pushing for, because especially in this country, I think there has been a lack of respect for men. And I don't know, I'm 23, but I can definitely see that. I see that in media. I see that in sitcoms. I see that in TV shows, in movies. I see it in the way women talked about their spouses. Growing up, it just really broke my heart. So the thing is like sometimes I always want to give the guy the benefit of the doubt, because I know how women talk down on boys in music. I don't even like listening to like women singers because they talk down on men. And I know that like on the other side, like when men in music really talk like quote unquote well about women, like they're all like technically positive things, but sometimes they're degrading. Am I right? But the thing is like I don't know. I think if we gave men respect, I think that would give them the freedom to really open up and respect us and love us. So that's really what I think. And so sometimes it's hard for me to be like, okay, no, you cannot come this far. This is as far as you can go. I'm sorry, I care about you. So that's really what I think. And so I wish if I were to tell like my sister that, or like if I had kids, or like if I had a son, or like if I had anyone to talk to that really wanted to hear this, I think this is something that I see. And so this is something that I want to talk about. So if I ever come across like I don't care, or I don't know what to say, or I don't really understand the depth and I'm scared of the depth, and I'm scared of the tension and everything that's going on, it's really because I don't want to be disrespectful to anyone. I do not want to say the wrong thing and ruin the relationship or ruin the person's like if you just like keep beating something down, how are you ever gonna build it up? Like, I don't know. If you just keep showing someone if you keep showing someone their flaws, how are they ever going to like see like how they could be? Like all of these things. Like if you think that if you treat someone like they are just like a little speck in their life, and they're like, how are you ever going to help them become the person that God made them to be? If you always show them what they mean to you or how they are in your life and never show them what they mean to God, how are they ever going to see themselves the way they're supposed to? How are they ever going to, if they only see their flaws, how are they ever going to see like what they could be? If you keep beating them down, how are you ever going to lift them up? The thing is like, I understand that there needs to be boundaries, and the thing is then that means you think you're lying when you're just just saying stuff and you don't mean it. I don't think that's true. I think I come from a family that is trying to learn this as best as they can. But I can see how there's been a lot of breakdown and a lot of hardship in these areas. So this is something that's very important to me. This is something is very, very, very important to me, where you have to draw the line, but you do not tear down other people. That is like my pet peeve. I hate that. So, I mean, and I know that no one's perfect. I'm definitely not perfect in this, but it literally breaks my heart. And so that's what I want to see changed, as far as like people's positioning in life and people's success and all that stuff. I just want people to, first of all, be okay and be safe. Like, that's what I really, really want. I don't care if there's attitude with that. I want everyone to be safe. And I also want people to respect themselves and respect other people, and stop hating other people, and stop hating other people who haven't gone through the same stuff you have. And you know what? Maybe they don't understand you, but they do care about you a lot. And the thing is I want this country to change, and I want the world to change. I don't have the abilities to lift the earth from the ground, but this is something that is huge and goes on and on and on every single day. So I don't know what else I can do. I don't have a job that could help this situation, but I can at least talk about it. And if people make fun of me and say that's all I do is talk, I mean, I guess you're not wrong. I also have a job and I sleep. So there you go. That's what I think about relationships and marriages. And the thing is there so much to marriage, but this is a huge thing and it's a foundational thing. And so I think it's very, very, very important and very, very serious. So if any girlies are watching this, or any dudes, I like hearing from the boy perspective, because it's way different. It's way different. So it's interesting. Thanks.